stop trading perps until you watch this. If you have ever woken up liquidated on like Binance, Bybit, Hyperliquid, or any other perps DEX, this episode is for you. So since October 10, more than 20 billion in leveraged positions were liquidated in 24 hours, and in subsequent events, more than 1 million accounts were hit, more than $1 trillion in value has evaporated over months. But here's the part that nobody's actually talking about. This system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. So today in the control loop, we're discussing how are crypto perps and DEXs is designed to liquidate you, and why at EternaX we're building it different. I'm Dariia, here's Parthh, welcome to the control loop. So Parthh, can you tell us what has actually happened on October 10 and the next events that liquidated so many people?
So October 10th was not a bad luck, Dariia. It was a leverage machine that was pushed too far. Going on perps, what we see as perps had open interest on majors, record highs, funding traders, crowded on the side, and retail and pro-tail, big size on thin margins. The one macro shock that hit them, and that caused liquidation engines, auto sold, insurance funds absorbed what they could, and auto deleveraging, which we are calling ADLs, kicked into the protection of the venues and not the users. And the result was 19 billion forced selling in one day and 1 trillion value of market being wiped off over a period of subsequent 1 month. Warning lights were the flashing for days, and nobody in the stack was structurally paid to hit the brakes for the users. Essentially, like there were signals out there in the market, but nobody bothered for the users to manage the user risk. However, every venue, every perp DEX platform, they kind of maintained their I would say their risk engines and their margins, their fees. That was very strong, but nobody cared about the risk engines for the users.
So I have seen people saying that perps and DEXs and SEXs are rigged. Is that cope, or is there actually some structure that is stacked against the users, like the house always wins in a classical casino?
So Dariia, look at the incentive structure of these things, perp venues. What is the revenue of a perp venue? So be it a Hyperliquid, be it, Binance Perps or any other platform, the revenue is coming from fees. The second is funding fees, and the third is liquidation profits. The other is the insurance of the security funds that are built to protect the venues. And the third is ADL that is explicitly there to protect the funds and not the traders. Now, spot DEXs, if you see, they are not any different. Your orders are of, feedstock for the bots and the market makers. There is MEV by the markets. There is sandwich attacks. There is arbitrage scheme around your trades. That is happening all by these market makers or, these, bigger institutions. Regulators who have studied such similar leverage products like CFDs have found that 75 to 89% of the retail accounts lose money in these structures. And that is with leverage caps and the hard warnings. So, crypto took this structure of leverage, it turned it into a leverage up to 50x, 100x, and ran it 24/7 on your phone. So when you feel that this game is built to take my money, the data actually backs you. Yes, the perps and these DEXs were built in this fashion. They have the incentives to get you liquidated. They don't have any incentives where you or your risk is maintained, or at least your interests are looked after.
Yeah, well, that sounds depressing. But with this new technology that's disrupting the space, with AI, is it making it safer for people, or is it more dangerous? Is it a shield or is it a knife?
So definitely, Dariia, it depends on who holds this AI power. Definitely, it's the market makers and the quant funds, high frequency desk and exchange and infra teams that are holding these AI powers. Then definitely it is more dangerous for you. Their models will read your order books. They will read your funding. They will read your on-chain flows, news, social feeds, and they run every second at the machine speed. While you sleep, you work, you hesitate, you panic. If the structure stays the same, AI is just a sharper knife in the same casino, faster liquidation, smarter MEV, front running, more efficient extraction from the same human flow. So the perp platform have machines, bots on the DEXs have machines. The only one without 24/7 agents is the person funding it all, that is the user, and that is you.
So is there no one protecting the user? Who can and who cares to actually protect the user, the traders whose money is actually keeping like all of this flywheel going?
None of the platforms today, Daria, that are existing today, that are live today, are built for this. But the good information, the good news is that EternaX is built for this. We are a purpose-built, EVM compatible layer 1 app chain for AgentFi, that is agent plus DeFi, with the protocol owned perps, spot DEX, prediction markets. We are designed for autonomous agents first, with a spendable finality of sub-second 120 milliseconds. We are zero gas fee so that the agents can transact how many times that they want. We have TE, hidden orders, and balanced privacy and attested receipts so that agents can trade confidentially and you do not have to disclose your positions to anybody. We are MEV resistant. Agents are not broadcasting their edge to the MEV bots. The agents are the smart contracts and they are not bolted on bots. There is autonomy native architecture that any other perp existing in the market, be it Aster, Hyperliquid, Lighter, they do not have. So on EternaX, the perps and the DEX stack is built around AI agents and not around human latency.
Can you maybe walk through the users a little bit more clear about how would agents exactly could have not prevented, but saved the users that were affected by events like on October 10 and subsequent, and what we have already done on EternaX?
So absolutely, Daria, we had just finished our EternaX testnet phase 1. 200 users had participated in our testnet and they have created 200 autonomous AI agents trading on our prediction markets. They have traded on multiple short horizon prediction markets, and we have skimmed out of that the results of those prediction bets, and we have had 1 million plus prediction bets over the period of the testnet, and the skimmed answer shows that our agents were 75% of the times correct on the direction and of the price predictions. And that means that this 75% is now a truth signal on EternaX AI agent perp DEX. What it does, it powers real protection for the users. So imagine on an October 10 event type, what would have happened is there would be step 1, there would be a pre-warning, rising skewed fundings, bearish agent consensus, the flags of the liquidation risk rising hours before the break. What we would have done in step 2 is auto deleveraging, cutting your leverage from 10x to 3x to 2x, scaling position size down as volatility and funding heats up. Step 3, hedging while you sleep. Open a small hedges via EternaX perps and prediction markets. Hedge the PNL cushions your account if the move accelerates against you. And then the step 4 is the hard guardrails. So if the drawdown or the margin crosses thresholds you set, you flatten everything early and close cleanly before the venue's liquidation bot hits you at the bottom. So because we at EternaX have 120 millisecond deterministic finality, MEV resistant ordering, and we have TDT hidden orders, your agents can act fast without painting a target on your back. So this is the whole stack that we bring to you, and you would have been saved from incidences like this because you have the power of truth signals, you have the power of the infrastructure that EternaX is providing you.
So, Parthh, do you think the demand for this technology on the market is already here and not in 5 years? Can you walk us through the numbers of like perps trades a month, a year, and which market is this targeting?
Yeah, definitely, Daria, because the flow is already huge and the agents will multiply this flow. I'll tell you how. So today, the crypto perps and the DEX already clear more than 1 trillion volume per month. Hyperliquid alone with 50K daily active users, it does a 300 billion per month volume without agent native rails. Now let's zoom out. Global perps and DEXs is heading towards 22 trillion per year of flow by 2026 or 2027. So our 2026 base case puts agents on, even a slice of that. We add, our 120 milliseconds spendable finality. We get, and our agents, we get 3 to 4 trillion per month of agent routed flow, and this is a 3 to 4 times uplift driven by always on and the block speed decision making. So if you do not give the traders agent armor before that wave, you are just scaling the same liquidation machine problem, which is built to kind of liquidate users and just scam them in this space.
Okay, so but can you drop like blunt truths for people who have already been liquidated once, twice, this cycle, previous cycle? What is the truth before the next cycle? What they should be thinking about?
So the basic truth, Dariia, is very obvious that if these users again want to walk into the next cycle with the same stack, that is their own human brain, without any assistance from AI, on their phone apps, using the same legacy perps, DEX platforms, whose economics is tilted against them, then they are more likely to be, exit liquidity again. And this is not about IQ, it is about structure. So the honest answer is, like, it is their choice. If they stay in the world where AI plus leverage plus MEV plus venue incentives are on their side and their side alone, then they should move to EternaX and AgentFi L1, which we are building. They can, connect with us on our Telegram channel for the latest updates. That's all that we can say, and start participating in our testnet as we launch.
So thank you, Parth, for this walkthrough for our listeners about what happened, what should not have happened, and how this is rigged against the users, making them the scapegoats. So on October 10, about 20 billion in leveraged positions were liquidated in a day, vibing about $1 trillion in value in a month. In products like this, 3 out of 4 retail traders lose money over time and become scapegoats and exit liquidity for the venues and the big players. Crypto perps and DEXs take that structure and turn up leverage and keep it 24/7, and they now run it with AI on the side of the house. So if you walk into that arena with just your brain, you are choosing to be unarmed. If you're walking with your agent, at least you have a competing chance. On EternaX, we are building purposefully an AgentFi Layer-1 chain that is going to be having AI agent perps, spot DEX, and prediction markets with unprecedented and 120 millisecond finality, zero gas fee for trades, T hidden orders, MEV resistant executions, and agent acting on chain as smart contracts completely autonomously. We have just completed our first testnet. We are opening for people to join the second testnet. We are opening for investor interest. And if you have ever woken up to a liquidation, share this episode with the person who trades with you, and let's not do this again. Comment liquidated if this has happened to you, and subscribe to our Telegram for most updates and to this channel for the next episode. I'm Dariia, this is Parthh, and this was the Control Loop. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.